I read an interesting quote this morning from Kathy Richardson. It said, "To avoid a conflict, we sometimes start a war within ourselves." I read an interesting quote this morning from Kathy Richardson. It said, "To avoid a conflict, we sometimes start a war within ourselves." And I thought that was pretty interesting because there are certain people in our lives that will, for whatever the reason or circumstance or relationship may be in a superior position. For example, our boss, right? So if you have a boss that tells you to do something and it's something that is something you don't agree with, oftentimes you're going to do it anyway because it's your boss, it's your job, you have to do that, right? And inside your head, you're like, I don't want to do this, I don't want this job, I don't know why I'm here, all of these things, all these negative sort of reactions based on this powerless situation that you're in. Or if you're in a relationship with somebody and they want to do something you don't want to do, or they want you to do something you don't want to do, oftentimes we'll just acquiesce to them because we don't want to start a fight. We don't want to push back. We want to make things smooth, make the road go smoothly. But a lot of times in doing so, we're giving our power away to some external force. The option of us doing what we want to do or speaking our piece is oftentimes overlooked and given away. That powerlessness is where we sometimes end up living. And that's not necessarily a great place to be, right? So my advice when you come into situations like that is still speak your piece. You don't have to speak it in a confrontational way, but you can speak it in such a way that says, listen, I understand you want me to do this and I understand why you want me to do this, but at the same time, I want you to know that I am feeling this way about this. Because when you speak your piece, even if it's not with the result that you're looking for, you are still letting the other person know where you're at. And by doing that, you're also reducing the mental, sort of trap that we run into when we end up doing things we don't want to do. We blame ourselves for not having the courage to speak up. We blame ourselves for being in this crappy position, this crappy job, this crappy relationship. We blame ourselves, and the negative speak affects us on so many different levels, subconsciously and consciously. So if you become powerless in a situation, you can still speak your piece in a non-confrontational way that not only lets the other person know, hey, I am not okay with this, but also tells yourself, I'm sticking up for myself, which gives you a little bit of the power back. Try that and get your power back to reduce the negative speak inside your own head. I read an interesting quote this morning from Christine Mason Miller, and she said, at any given moment, you have the power to say,